much for coming tonight. My name is Kelly Myrick, and I am the new college and career counselor here at STEM School Highlands Ranch. A little bit about me. I am from Texas and went to Texas A&M. No whoops, got it. Okay, cool, we'll just move past that. So I moved up to Colorado about 7 years ago. And while I've been up here, I was actually an admissions officer at a private university here in Colorado. So I've kind of done the other side of things, and now getting to work with all of your kiddos to get them into the school that they are ready for. This presentation and the slide deck will be on my website. There we go. So don't feel like you need to write a ton down tonight. You can go back and watch this. And then also, I'm going to go through a lot of information. So just write down all of your questions and I will answer them at the end. It is very easy when talking about college to go off on rabbit trails. So if we ask questions in the middle, that might happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the college selection process, I know as seniors, majority of your students have already decided, okay, I know I want to go to college, but a lot of them haven't decided exactly where. So this is a joint process among you, the parents, and the student with the assistance from me as support. My main emphasis here is student. Please let them take the reins on this, because as a former admissions officer, there were several times that I communicated a lot with mom and dad, but never with the student, and I didn't get to know the student. And that's who I'm admitting into the university, not mom and dad. So make sure that your student is taking the reins on this, and you and I can help support in whatever way we can. So we're gonna start with some myths about college. One, there is one perfect college for everyone. Parents, is there a perfect company to work for? No, just like there is not a perfect person, a perfect company, a perfect house, there's not a perfect college either. They're all gonna have their benefits, they're all gonna have some not so great things about them, but you need to focus on finding a good fit for your student, not the perfect university, because it doesn't exist. Two, I've never heard of that college, so it can't be a good one. Does anyone know how many four-year universities are in the United States? Over 2,500. So you probably haven't heard of every single one of them. So that doesn't mean that it's not a prestigious school. That doesn't mean that you won't get a quality education there. That just means we have a lot of options for our students, and that's a good thing. There's no way my family can afford to go private or out of state. I'm only gonna look in state at CSU, UNC, Boulder. The thing about private universities is they have a lot of really wealthy donors, and donors like their money to go to students. So that means they give way better scholarships, and they typically give them easier as well. At a lot of public schools, you're going to have to apply for scholarships. At a lot of private schools, you're going to automatically be awarded them when you're admitted based on your GPA. So just a thought. And then for out-of-state colleges, we are part of the WUI, which I've never heard of until I moved here. But the Western Undergraduate Exchange means that you can go to certain schools and pay 1.5 times in-state tuition instead of out-of-state tuition. So there are some options if we're wanting to go out of state as well as private. To find the right college, I need to know exactly what I want to do now as my major and as my career. On average, a student will switch their major 3 times. That is the average. There are tons of people who go in and say, nope, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm aiming for. And then there's me who switched her major 5 times over the average. I ended up with a Parks and Recreation degree. Does what I do now reflect a Parks and Recreation degree? Not so much. So what I'm saying is don't go into college expecting to change your major a million times. It's great if you do have an idea of what you want to do for your major or your career, but if you don't have it figured out yet, that's okay. The world is not over. We've got time. Go for the A in the less difficult class, because then you'll have a 4.0, right? So a lot of our universities that we are applying for don't just look at GPA, they look at the entire transcript. So they're going to look at the rigor of courses that you're taking as well. You want to make sure that you are taking courses that are challenging you and showing growth throughout all 4 years of high school. Which leads me to what I do senior year doesn't matter because I've already been accepted. And that is so false, I can't even handle it. So, universities are allowed to redact their acceptance. Typically, that only happens if there's plagiarism, cheating, something illegal, which will not be the case here. But it has happened for grades before. So make sure that you are still taking those challenging courses and doing your best work senior year. Okay, you're gonna find out I really like memes. There's a lot, so get excited, everyone. Okay, so college matching can feel daunting. Like I said, there are over 2,500 four-year universities. And I know we have students interested in going into two-year universities as well. There are a lot to pick from. But it's not about finding the best college that's out there. That's going to be different compared to every single person you talk to. They're going to have something different. But it is about finding a right fit for you. That's a place you're going to feel comfortable, you're going to be happy, you're going to be able to succeed there. So there's a lot of different ways we can find the right fit. One of them is I have to plug Navion, which students, you should know what this is because of ICAP. If you don't, come see me because that's kind of a problem. We need to catch you up. Parents, you can also log on and see student information as well. There are a ton of different ways for you to search for a college fit. So you can talk to friends, you can talk to your fancy dandy college and career counselor. You can talk to parents and parents' friends. You can do internet research, go visit campuses, tons of different ways to figure out if the university is going to be a right fit for you. There are also a lot of decision factors. The one, reputation of school, is one I have noticed that is very important. But it doesn't have to be the most important thing that you're choosing. It would be great to have a wonderful school that has a great reputation, but what if you really want to make sure you don't go to a school with over 10,000 students? This one does. Well, you want to go to a public university. This one's private. You want to go to one that is less than $50,000 a year. This one's $65,000. Is that the smartest option for you? I don't know. Let's try and figure it out by figuring what is important in a college experience for you, and then using these different ways to find the fit. Campus visits. I know this is kind of iffy with COVID still happening, but if you are able to go visit your schools, please do. I always suggest visiting your top school. And I also always suggest if you've already been admitted to your top school and have not visited, please keep applying to other schools because if you visit campus and don't love it, that's a problem. And we don't want to have that problem come April. So make sure you're visiting campuses. I know it's really easy to visit campuses during the summer, but make sure you're visiting them when students are on site, when they are in classrooms that you can sit in on, when you can see the activity happening day to day, when you can understand what it's like to sleep in a dorm, and if that's something you're interested in there. So please make sure you go when school is in session. And then also we have STEM visits here. So I try to get a university every day. I know students, y'all have received So many emails from me every single day telling you about what university is here today. But come visit them. And if you haven't heard of the school, come visit them. No harm, no foul. It might be something you're super interested in whenever you leave and find out more information. Okay, so our safety, match, and reach. Normally this is safety, match, and dream, and I don't like that, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I'm aware this is a lot of text. Once again, you'll get these slides. I'm gonna sum them up for you. So, safety school, you fall within, or way above even, the GPA requirement that the average freshman has currently at their university. Some of these schools are auto-admit, which means I have that GPA, check, I'm in. Everything else is just a formality. Match is when you fall in between that same category, but typically match schools are ones that do holistic reviews. So it's not just dependent on your GPA and test score, if you so choose to submit them. But it's also on letters of recommendation, on essays, potential interviews. All of those are going to go into if you're accepted or not. And then reach school. So reach schools are long shot schools, but you have to apply for them because you just want to see if you can get accepted, and it would be a dream to go there. So this is one where your academic credentials are a little bit lower than the average freshman, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get accepted, so why not try for it? And the reason I don't call this the dream is because for a lot of students, a reach school and a dream school are not the same thing. So, like I said, I'm from Texas, and what's really cool about Texas is their state universities. If you are in the top 10% of your graduating class, you get accepted automatically to any state university that you choose. My sister graduated number 3 out of 700 students. She could have gone anywhere she wanted, but her dream school was a safety. And that's okay. Your dream and your reach don't have to be the same. She went to the University of Texas at Austin, absolutely loved it, and that was her dream school, but it wasn't a reach for her. Dream school is more about the place that you would love to go to. If you're accepted, you're going there. That's the dream. And it doesn't have to be a reach school, and that's why I like to differentiate those. So how many colleges should you apply to? This is really important for seniors. I have students that say, I just want to apply for one. Oh, let's bump that up. I have some that say, I want to apply for 17. Let's lower that. So I typically say 2 safety schools. So the ones that are auto-admit, you know you're going to get in. 3 to 4 match schools. And then 1 to 2 reach schools. If you decide that there is not a reach school you are interested in, I'm not going to make you apply for a reach school. If there's not one you want to go to, why would I make you waste your money to apply to it? However, if you have one in mind, I definitely want you to apply. Okay, so the post-secondary planning packet. This is something that Ms. Lytle gave to our senior class back when they were juniors. You should have filled it out and submitted it to her back in your junior year, but if you haven't, that's okay. Fill it out and submit it to me. This is how I write letters of recommendation. This is also something that you can give to teachers when they are writing your letters of recommendation. It tells me all about your academic history, extracurriculars you're involved in, work experience, your favorite classes, kind of everything I need to know to get to know you well before I can write that letter of recommendation. So please share it with me, send it to me. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that is a problem, so come see me because we need to get that content stacked.